just a regular sort of cakey dough that we're going to start with. And we're going to start with a cup of butter, softened. Ooh. It must be hot in here because this is really soft. Of course, I've been dying all day, but when you have, we had lunch today for about 60 people, 50, 60 people, and whew, it was hot in here when you get that many people in here. Okay, there's our butter, and we're going to start that. We're going to put some sugar in here. I've got a cup and 3/4. And I did, out of the 4 recipes, I did try to think of, yeah, we also need to not have the big, heavy type desserts. We need some light things. So one of our pies over here is going to be almost sugar-free. And with the Angel Food, we got some fat-free stuff going on, so we're going to think a little bit lighter. You know how I always like to live dangerously? Well, I was doing this at home, and sure enough, I dropped the whole egg right in there, shell and all. It makes me so mad. Fortunately, I was able to, because that's happened before, stop the mixer before it crushed it completely, so I was safe a little bit. But all the things they tell you, don't do that, put it in a dish. I don't have time for that. I would have, you know, you think, oh, okay, I don't have time for that, but had I had to go back to the store and get all the ingredients again, I would have been really mad. Okay, there's our 4 eggs. Maybe 3½. There we go. Whoop. Okay. All right, so we got that mixed up. Oh, a teaspoon of vanilla. Put that in. Well, like I said, this is, even though we're making these from scratch, really an easy recipe. There's not a whole lot of ingredients involved, and most of the stuff that is involved you have on hand. Eggs, flour, sugar. Yes, regular flour. In the recipes, if I use self-rising flour, I will put in self-rising flour. Everything will be plain if it just says flour. And we don't want to beat this up a whole lot. So just until it's kind of moistened. Ooh, that made a mess. I think that's never going to spread in the pan. Now I'll do it right here so everybody can see, but when you use foil on the camera, it sort of makes it go a little berserk. Okay. I am going to spray this, and of course I always use foil. Why? Why do I always use foil? And it's easy to pull, you know, pull it up and easy to cut. Very good. Like, of all the pans, you couldn't find another pan in the house other than those 2. Okay, about half of that. And we're just going to spread it out. I think it's just one of those fun things to do. All right. Is that what? Oh, this is a jelly roll pan. It's a 15 by 10.
Now, is that all of the mixture?
No, it's half.
Oh, okay, I know.
Yeah. It's half, and it's, you know, like I said, it looks like it might be a little bit thin, but it does puff up, as you can see from the finished product here. Okay, so we're going to use half of that, and we're going to spread our blueberry pie filling. Now, I'm not a blueberry fan, but so I think, oh, I would use cherry. But I think with the cherry, you would almost have to chop it a little bit, because I think I like the size of the blueberries here, especially when you're going to put another layer. I think sometimes the cherry pie filling, it has the wonderful big cherries in it, and I think you'd probably have to cut them, which would be like an absolute mess. to try to pull the cherries out of the gloppy stuff and then cut them and put them back. Yeah, like I'm going to do that. And it does spread out real nice, and this does take the whole can. I like to keep it just a little bit away from the edge so it doesn't either burn or sort of go underneath and then you can't get it out. Okay. And then we're going to just take this, rest of this, and just kind of plop it on here. And you could like be really neat and try to use 2 spoons and all that. Oh yeah. We'll put a little nutmeg in. Thank you for reminding me. We'll sprinkle a little bit on. Aren't you supposed to sprinkle it on the... I was going to put it in the flour. Okay, there we go, a little bit of nutmeg. Now we'll plop this on. And to me, this is the easiest way to do something like this, because you can't plop this on in one big lump and spread it. It'll look all purpley and yucky on the top when you get it baked. You don't want to marble it. It was. I eyed that. No, it's got to be the 1/8 of a teaspoon. There's one in every class, and he hasn't been here for a couple of, so I was waiting.
I started a day a while ago when you were talking about the shells.
Uh-huh.
It happened to me when I was making armadillo stew.
Uh-huh.
I just left it in there and told them it's supposed to be crushed.
A little bit messy, but... So you didn't say that? Yeah, I appreciate that. All right. Now this does all even out, even though it doesn't look like it's going to, but it does. And our oven should be ready. But this, when you taste this, this is going to be good. I was telling Valerie earlier that I thought it was going to be more of a cookie consistency, but it's more of a cake. So I think with the blueberries in there, and of course blueberry season will be right around the corner, it's sort of a nice, kind of refreshing little addition to your spring desserts or whatever, you know, since it's more cake-like. If you make blueberry pie filling, yeah, you can use your own. I think sometimes though, you know, like what I was saying before with the cherries, you don't want the great big blueberries, you know, so that might be a hindrance to you. Okay, we're going to plop this in the oven. Yeah, that's good. You could use whatever. The only caution is you saw how small the blueberries were. So you really don't want to have, like the strawberry sometimes has big lumps in it. Anything that has big lumps, I think you would want to cut, because you don't want to have like a big mound here and then nothing over here and then another big mound here. You know, the consistency will work. It's just the size of the fruit that you'd have to change. All right, so in the oven, this goes. We're going to put on about 40 minutes, I think. Okay, and they come out looking like this. So there's our blueberry pie bars. Okay.